Here's some more myths that you might actually believe about World War II. Myth number 1 is that German soldiers on D-Day cycled the action of their K98K rifles to sound like the US cricket signaling device. Before D-Day, many US paratroopers were given these little signaling devices called crickets. They were just little noisemakers that sound like this, and they could be used to signal friendly forces at night so you knew who was friend and who was foe. There's an old war movie about D-Day called The Longest Day. It's a great movie, but there's a scene in it where a US soldier pulls out his cricket and goes like this, and then a German soldier cocks his rifle to sound like this, and it tricks the US soldier into thinking the German is actually one of his allies. This made for a cool scene in the movie, but this never happened in real life. I hear this myth being spread all the time. I even heard a reenactor recently telling a group of people that this got a bunch of Americans killed because the Germans would trick them. But in reality, this sounds nothing like a gun cocking. There's no evidence that this ever happened in real life outside of that movie. Myth number 2 is one that I hear all the time, and that's that, oh, the Germans would have won in World War II if they only had XYZ weapons sooner. Towards the end of World War II, Germany was still implementing new designs and technology, and I often hear people say, oh, if the Germans had only started using the Sturmgewehr, or the ME-163, or the Maus, or the Tiger II, or any number of other things sooner than they did, then they definitely would have won the war. In reality, Germany won the war for so many different complex reasons, and no one weapon or design was going to change the tide of the war. Except maybe you could argue, like, if they developed a bunch of nuclear weapons, that could have changed it. But outside of that, nothing was going to have a major impact. Additionally, a lot of the German designs during World War II were very innovative and technologically advanced, but not necessarily more practical than their Allied counterparts. People often romanticize German technologies of the time just because of how unique and interesting they are, but they were very complex and they had a lot of downfalls, just like a lot of other technologies at the time. The next myth is that the US M1 Garand was one of the greatest rifles ever invented. Nah, I'm just kidding. I believe that one.